What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Dan here from Cryonoir, and it's time for another devlog.
With your constant fucking I don't you asshole.
So, how's it going? It's been a while, hasn't it? It's been a while since we've done a devlog, and I know a lot of you will be wondering sort of where I've been and what I've been up to, and sort of the truth of it is, I never really went anywhere. You all just stopped watching. So yeah, so I've just been, doing bits and bats on the channel just to kind of keep it ticking over. Clearly, you guys are not a fan of Let's Plays for Deus Ex or Bad Influence, like an old 90s TV series. So yeah, but I mean, other than that, I have been doing sort of various things. I've been working actually very hard on the game. Let's wind it back and get back to the skinny. I had that backdrop to do. I'd set myself that goal. I was going to do the backdrop. I was going to get it finished. I was going to make it amazing, and it was going to be spiffing. Yeah, it took quite a while. It took, let's think, I would say about 4 months. Yeah, it's taken about 4 months, and that's been a lot of work during those 4 months. And it's finally done. It's finally done. It's finally finished. I wanted to get it done, so it's done. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to show you this. I'll put something on the screen here to try and show you, but the problem is I can't really record it using the normal way I would record them, because it only records one screen, and although it's not very tall, it's very, very long, so it actually goes across about 1.5 of these screens back here. It'll also loop round on itself, and the idea there is that way, when you start a lava level, it will just pick somewhere along that backdrop for it to start, and because it moves so slowly, potentially you will only see about 10-15% of that backdrop per level. So that meant we only needed one backdrop, and then it doesn't matter, you'll theoretically always see something either new or semi-new on there, or it'll be unlikely to see a repeating part of the backdrop. And I think it looks pretty good. I've got all the waves going, and I've got hundreds and hundreds of bubbles, and it's looking pretty good. I'm really happy with how that turned out. I then got it into Game Maker 2, and for some reason, unbeknownst to me, it decided that it needed to stretch it. I think it's something to do with the fact that is so much longer than the other background layers. All the other background layers are all the same height, and that's fine, but I think because this one is so much longer, it for some reason wants to kind of squish it or stretch it, or I don't know, but whatever it's doing, it keeps killing it, and it just makes it a blurry mess, which is not ideal. That's what I've been doing for about 4 months, basically, up until the other week. Right. So what's Josh been doing during that time? Josh became aware of an indie project that was doing a kind of a Smash Brothers type game. Only for indie characters, and it was just going to be a shed load of indie characters and stuff, all thrown together, and that was going to be awesome. So like, he asked me sort of, oh, would you be interested in this? Is this something, would you have any objections if Eugene was put in the game? And I was like, hell no, as long as we provide the character and some animations and stuff, which we've already got, and then yeah, that's it, they do their thing, and that's extra promotion. He also said, oh, maybe we could like come up with a couple of tracks or whatever for the game as well, so then like our level, maybe we'd use some of the backdrops and some of the tile sets just to throw into a level. They would do the bulk of the work, and then it was like a community kind of thing. There was loads of people working on it. We got a massive long roster of characters that were going to be in it, and that's fine. I'll do a few tracks on the side, and then there we go, jobs are good. So that was kind of motoring on in the background for a little while, but it just seemed to die a death. Nobody seemed to. I think it went through about 3 sort of team leaders, lead programmers, heads of whatever, and then they all just kept pulling out, and last I heard, it had been completely shelved, which is a shame. Yeah, I didn't hear from Josh for about 3 months. I think it was about 3 months. All the while I'm beavering away. But I didn't really want to sort of pester him with like, you know, what have you been up to? What updates have you done? I just kind of naturally assumed that, you know, maybe he'd be doing things in the background, you know, sort of, because I mean, he knew what we needed for the game. He needed character designs and lots of other things and everything. And I also know he had some family things going on as well. So I was like, well, look, I'll concentrate on doing this big background, and then we'll come together when it's done, and I'll be like, right, where are we? What's going on? Boom, de boom, de boom. I got it done. I got in touch with him. I was like, so, hey, what's up? What have you been getting on to? And he's just like, yeah, I haven't really done any game design whatsoever. He'd been, you know, sort of playing around doing some animation and stuff, which he'd been putting up on his Twitter profile, and he'd been sort of dealing with some family things and everything, but he hadn't really done anything for the game whatsoever. But I was like, all right, fair enough, you know, like, I've been doing all of this, I've been working like that. So I showed him that, and he was like, all right, yeah, okay, you know, that's fine. So we kind of got to talking, and Josh was like, he said, yeah, I think the reason I've not done anything is because I'm really not kind of gelling too well with Game Maker 2. To which I replied, oh, well, that's a bit of a problem. Because I hate Game Maker Studio 2. I utterly hate it, and I kind of hoped that he was gelling with it, and then you know, that would be fine, and then we would carry on. But no, it turned out we both hate Game Maker Studio 2. I'm sure there are lots of people out there that love it. I'm sure there are lots of people out there that say that, oh, it's not really that different from 1.4 once you get used to it. You know, oh, I think it's loads better, and oh, well, they had to move with the times, and they had to do this, and blah blah blah. You know. That's fine. If you love Game Maker 2, then just, you know, rock your socks off and away you go. But I cannot stand it. I absolutely hate it. There are quite a few glaring issues I have with it, and I'm not going to go off on a rant about what I don't like about Game Maker Studio 2. But just the general, the sort of the desktop, the work environment. I'm just I really much rather prefer Game Maker 1.4. We sort of got to talking about, you know, what we were going to do, and I was like, well, I really don't want to jump into a third engine. That would really suck, changing engines again. But we were just like, well, you know, how difficult is Unity? You know, everyone says it's got a real low bar of entry, and you know, it's fine. So we both got Unity. And we started working away on Unity 5. And I've got to say, actually, yeah, it was the language C# is remarkably similar to GML. I'll tell you what, if you're good with GML and you know what you're doing, it ain't gonna take you long to transfer over to C# and be like really quite good at C#. It's a lot of the structure is exactly the same. You do have to stick null in a lot. That seems to be a thing. Null. You just have to say nothing. So you have to say nothing at the end of everything for some reason. And you also have to sort of declare which library it's accessing for everything. So like if you're doing this is for the game dev people, if you're doing a GUI layer, but you know where you would like click on, you know, an event, and you would drag it up and you would click, you know, GUI layer, and you would open some code and do that. Well, instead of doing that at the top, you just include unity.gui, boom. And then that's it, and then just write your code underneath there. So it was really not as hard as I thought it was going to be to get into Unity 5. And I started working away with it and stuff, and I was like, yeah, it was okay. This is good. This is all fairly gravy, I thought. Yeah. So we decided that, you know, maybe doing a full procedurally generated game in a new engine that we've never used before, and that in a new language we've never used before, might be a bit of a stretch. And we've been working on this project for about a year now, so maybe it would be a good idea for us to just do a linear thing, you know, sort of level after level after level, transplant all the assets over, bish bash bosh, and it should go really, really well. And It seemed like a really, really reasonable idea. We did have a one-time constraint, is that Josh's missus is pregnant again. So congratulations, yay for them. So that's good. But obviously then that means, when the baby cometh, then obviously he's going to be sort of snowed under with that. So it was like, oh well, we'll rattle through and we'll start doing this. And the more time I spent with Unity. I did spend a little bit of time with Unity, and I started to do some 2D platforming tutorials and some other things and everything. Not the less I liked it, but the more it made me realise just how much I love Unreal Engine. I've done lots of playing around in Unreal, absolutely loads of it, and I really like that engine. I find it works really well. The blueprinting thing takes a little while to get used to, but blueprinted scripts is something you can do, and you can all still code in there as well. It's just a C++, which again, obviously that's an even better language than C#. It's for game development. C++ is a better language, and it was always sort of my goal that with this company that it was never going to be like kind of a pixel art indie development company. The idea was that we would start by doing pixel art and that kind of stuff, and we would make some money from that, and then we would move over to Unreal, pretty much Unreal. We'd move over to Unreal, and then we'd start building 3D games, and it would build and blah blah blah, and then take over the world. So that was always the plan, and that was good. Game Maker was a really good entry into learning to code. It was a really, really good way to go into learn to code and to, sort of get games built and do prototyping. I've actually, when I look back, I've actually made quite a lot of games. Quite a lot. It was some off tutorials and some just on my own. That's one of the best things about Game Maker, and there was a lot of tutorials, and it was a good environment, a really good 1.4 was an exceptional environment. To make games in, and Unreal feels very much like that. It has an awful lot of similar kind of traits. The drag and drop functionality, it's got blueprints, but the blueprints are even more powerful. You can do loads with those, an awful lot more than you can just do with the regular, the sort of drag and drop. And then you've got the coding and the way it's all just kind of. I was working away with Unity, and I was just like. I didn't. Yeah, I could do this, but I felt like. I'll be honest. I just felt like I was treading water. I felt like I was just going through the motions. I had no real. I love pixel art games and everything, and I enjoy doing pixel art, and I love that and everything. But that's not what the end goal is. That's not. Sort of the thing. I got into doing 2D pixel art games and things like that to learn how to code, to put it into context, all the code into context, and to build something that I can then play to give you that kind of confidence to build and build and build. And I'd sort of done that, and I'd sort of got to the stage with learning GML that I was like, I can do pretty much everything I need to do, and any other bits as and when I need to, I can work them out, or I can find out how to do them. But I had no real kind of desire to really get into it and sort of learn everything, all of its idiosyncrasies and all that kind of stuff. I was only ever kind of learning as much as I could, or as much as I had to, should I say, to get the project rolling, to get the next thing. So it's like, oh, well, what's the next thing I need to know how to do? Oh, well, I'll do that, right? So I'll find out how to do that, and I would do that, and then learn how that would work, and I'd build it all together, and then boom, that's in the game, fixed, finished, and then move on to the next thing, and I keep doing that. And I had no real desire to really get deep with it, because the goal was always to go into Unreal and start doing C++ programming and to do this. And I kind of felt like, well, I'm now going in to learn yet another language, albeit one that's closer to C++, but yet another language and another game engine as kind of an intermediary step for going to Unreal. And I was like, oh, I just felt like I was wasting time. I'll be honest with you, I felt like it was wasting time, and it was just not what I wanted to do. I really didn't want to build a 2D platformer anymore at all. Just didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do pixel art. I'd spent the past 4 and a bit months animating lava layer, which I just didn't want to. I didn't want to look at any more pixels anymore. And yeah, so I just, you know, got talking to Josh and everything, and as of last week, we formally separated and terminated all of our agreements together. I am now a solo developer again, and I am now working in Unreal Engine. Woo! That's what I'm doing now. And I know that's going to come as quite a shock to you, and probably a lot of people are going to unsub and disappear, never to be seen again, which I wouldn't blame you for, and by all means knock yourself out. So yeah, so that's the thing. Unfortunately, Eugene as a concept, or that game as a concept, has terminated. It's run its course. It's not going to be no further development, certainly from me, on that game.
There won't be any money, but when you die on your deathbed, you will receive total consciousness. So I got that going for me, which is nice.
Josh has retained custodianship of Eugene because it was his character. He designed him, and he was like, you know, we're just jovial away, like, so who gets Eugene in the divorce? And like, I was like, well, you know, Eugene's always been like, it was his creation, he designed him and he animated him. He'd only resent me if he came to live with me anyway, so, you know, you might as well, you know, Eugene's your character, you should have him. You know, I was like, yeah, Eugene can go and live with you. And I was like, so you're going to carry on with the project in Unity? And he went, well, I don't know. I said, oh, well, might do some things with him and just play around with him. He's a very good little character, so that's fine. I said, well, I might maybe do some 3D modeling design with him just to learn, because I'm gonna have to get more into that. So I might, you know, build a 3D game with him in it as well, just to get to know the ropes, as it were. And yeah, that's kind of that, really. So we've just basically said, well, so long. I wish him all the best of luck. There's, like, as I said, it's all very, very chill. So, you know, I wish him the best of luck. I hope he does really well. He's made a lot of connections through the kind of the game jam scene and through other things, and he's already said he'd love to work with quite a few of those people. They will know who they are, I'm guessing. So, you know, so off he goes. He goes and does his thing, and I go and do my thing. So what does this mean for Cryonoir, the YouTube channel?
Fire and brimstone coming down from the skies. Rivers and seas boiling.
40 years of darkness, earthquakes, volcanoes.
The dead rising from the grave. Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together. Mass hysteria.
My game-making journey shall be making a return, because I'm going on yet another journey. I'm now learning Unreal, and I am doing 3D gaming things. So I'm doing 3D modeling, 3D animation, and all of the shenanigans that go with that. Only this time I'm not starting from scratch, and I'm nowhere near as intimidated by it all as I was before. When I first tried to get into Unreal, Unreal Engine had only been made free to the general public about 2 or 3 months earlier. So literally the only tutorials, there were about 2 or 3 tutorials on Epic's website, and then that was it, in documentation, and that was it. You know, the past 3 years it'll be now, past 3 years since I'd last really worked with Unreal. The indie scene in Unreal has come a long, long way, and I've started to find certainly 3 or 4 guys that were known for doing Unity and who had worked in Unity a lot and done a lot with that. I've now gone over to Unreal. It's not that I didn't like Unity. I do like Unity. I like Unity a lot, and I think there's a lot going for it. But I prefer Unreal, and I think the results for Unreal are much better as well. But anyway, that's a big argument I ain't gonna get involved in just yet. Yeah, I'm invigorated. I'm excited. It's coming up to Christmas. I've got 3 and a bit. I've got about 3 weeks off work, and I've got most of my Christmas shenanigans done, so I'm going to spend the next 3 weeks absolutely hammering Unreal and learning as much as I can, and there will be lots of exciting content coming for you guys, lots and lots of my game making journey, which was always my most successful series. And yeah, like, instead of having pixel art videos where I'm doing pixel animation and pixel pictures, there will be level designs, me building levels out and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm really excited. It's really good. Happy days. It's good days. I'm really happy. Look, I've got a little, I don't know if the camera will pick this up, I've built a little drawer under here now. I've got a new keyboard coming. It's just fucking all systems go. So yeah, I'm good. So I do apologise if you really love pixel art and you don't like modern, well, I won't say modern, but you know, you don't like sort of 3D polygon based games for whatever reason, and you still only really like that. I will still be doing retro stuff because I am still collecting retro. Once I've got Christmas out of the way and we've got a bit more cash coming in, I'll be doing some more retro collecting as well, so there'll be more from that side, and there'll be my game making journey back. Future's bright, everything's groovy, I'm happy. I do hope you come with me on this journey, and you know, that's good. And I'm very sorry for all those people that were, you know, be disappointed that they're not going to get to play Eugene, the actual game. It might not necessarily end for it. You may very well see him as a character cropping up. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for your patience, and I hope we have another stellar year going ahead. So thank you very much for your time. Take it easy, guys. I will see you very soon. And yeah, single salute. That was like a single finger salute. That was a crazy man salute. So thank you very much. Take it easy. Bye bye.